Yo, Salaam nerds! It's your boy Neebz, aka Watch with Neebz, and I'm here with my boy Jazz, aka Justin Timberlake. What up?
Justin Timberlake.
you know why, right? You know why?
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
You dork! I love it.
I love that you knew what I was thinking without me having to tell you.
Bro,
That's
I can't
so
wait
funny.
to come to Jersey like in June and just do this live with you. It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh man, it's gonna be super fun, man. And today's gonna be super fun because we got, for the first time ever, a guest that we've actually had on the show. We've never double dipped on a guest before. This is the first time ever, and we brought back Lone Wolf 7. What's up, Lone Wolf?
Nothing much, man. Glad to be here. Happy May 4th, or Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you brought up May the 4th, because speaking of May Kalamawi was in this episode. Her name is what? Kalamawi. Kalamawi. She was in this episode, and honestly, man, she stole the scene.
Yes,
Let's just start off with that, because when she shows up in her superhero costume, like she ate and left no crumbs. That was the highlight for me right there. It was so good.
Yeah,
that is the correct way of saying it.
And there was a very meta moment where she saves a girl, and she's like, and she said in Arabic, like, "Anta Masri," like, forget the word for superhero in Arabic, but she's like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" Right?
Yeah.
Which is a very meta moment, especially since Miss Marvel's coming and people are excited about that.
Yeah.
So it's like this little girl who's looking up to an older superhero. So it's just, they definitely did something. I don't know if they broke the fourth wall, but that was meta.
No, it was definitely
I thought it
meta,
was great.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, honestly,
Yeah.
God,
And I
I got
love the-
goosebumps when I heard that. I was like,
Yeah.
finally,
yes.
representation.
I love that she answered yes with no hesitation. She didn't look confused. She's like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, yes, I am an Egyptian superhero.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
I loved it.
And none of
name?
that.
What? I
Did
don't
they
think she
give a
has a
superhero
name.
I don't think
No,
she's
they
an
didn't give
actual
her-
character on. Like,
She's not
in
an
the
actual
comic.
character. She was created just for the show.
That's
She's
pretty cool.
based on a character, but the character does not share the name or the background story. Just the fact that she's the daughter of the guy who was killed, and she becomes the love interest for Mark Spector. Outside of that, she is a brand new character.
So it's interesting because I was reading a theory that there is a character from like the 70s comics, and his name is Scarlet Scarab, and he happened to have the same last name. It's like Bao. Is that how you pronounce it? The same last name as May Kalamawi in the actual show, and so they're saying that she could be a descendant of the original Scarlet Scarab from the 70s, and this is a new take on it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
actually, just Googling him, he does. The costume is.
Yeah, it's real close, isn't it?
inspired. It's inspired by
Mhm.
Egyptian, so the look is very Egyptian. So I could see that.
I mean, I got very Hawk Girl meets Sam from
I saw it.
the
Yes,
Marvel
that's what I got. Like the Falcons, Sam Wilson, or Captain America now, and Captain.
No, you know what I felt like? I felt like it was a dig on Wonder Woman 1984, because that director hates Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah. And then like she comes out with the wings, right? Because Wonder Woman comes out with the gold wings right at the end of that movie.
That's
the climax of the
right.
movie. And they did it better than Wonder Woman did. And he hates Wonder Woman because the way they showed Egyptians and how badly they portrayed them in the movie.
That's
and
fair.
I thought it was a little bit of a dig to them. And like I'm like, go ahead, Mohammed
Okay.
Diop, go ahead.
Okay, please, I need to say this about the Egyptian thing. I love how Egypt as a country was portrayed, because something I hate, Hollywood does this, and I think the best example that's from the top of my head is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, I think it was. It was where he climbed the Burj Khalifa, right? Before they go into the city, there's an outside shot, and then there's a city shot. And on the outside shot, they show people riding camels, and then it like zooms into the cityscape, right? The skyline.
Right.
And you don't know how many times Hollywood, whenever they want to show a country in the Middle East, they'll show the outside of the city where people are riding camels, and then they'll show the city itself, almost portraying like, oh, regular people ride camels here, they don't, and like the city is for the rich, right? or like it's just a weird thing that this part of the world people still ride camels. Here you have Egypt in the desert roads, like where they had to stop at a checkpoint. They're using cars, and not broken, busted cars that work, cars that are contemporary working cars, right? And there's no camels, no one's riding camels, and literally, and then they showed the fight in the street. It's Egypt. That's how it looks, right? It's not like some broken down, where they have rubble everywhere. No, that shot could have been in any city in Europe or the U.S., right? Like,
right.
A lot of times I feel like what Hollywood does is portray cities in the Middle East as if they're war-torn or have rubble or not clean, right? Here they're showing restaurants, they're showing, delis, and I was impressed with the scenery.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with their obsessions with camels, but it's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
But the other things that we want to talk about was Mark and Steven's reconnection and how they went back together. I thought that was really cool. And cool tidbit that I found out about the show. Did you know the stand-in for Mark and Steven, or for one or the other, is actually Oscar Isaac's brother? Oscar Isaac's brother stands in for him.
Oh, interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought you were going to say John Boyega, and I got super happy.
No. It's Oscar Isaac's brother, and basically, like, Oscar Isaac has really close relationship with his brother, so he said it was like really easy for him to act, to be so close with Steven, because basically it's just his brother that he sees in the shot. So it's really, really cool.
That's cool.
I like that.
That's
pretty cool.
That's cool. And it's May 4th. Oscar Isaac's show's ending. Like, Star Wars is that Star Wars connection right there. Sorry, guys. May 4th.
Oh, yeah.
No, I get it. It's May the 4th. Bringing all the Star Wars references today.
But it was really cool to see Khonshu in his form fight Amit. We got to see Amit for the first time, and that was really cool. I thought that fight was pretty exciting. It reminded me of like those old school anime or like Power Rangers, where like the Zords
two
are fighting.
Megazords.
The two Megazords are fighting, and everyone else is on the ground doing like low level fighting, and I thought that was really cool.
that was actually, when I was watching that scene with the Khonshu versus Amit. Yeah, when I was watching that scene, I was actually getting kind of tight, because one of the things that people said that Miss Marvel has shiny powers is because of budgetary restrictions. And I'm like, you got a crocodile and a bird skeleton, giant form fighting. And not just that, you show them in the background as Harlow was walking up to Moon Knight to stab him with the staff.
Yeah.
You got a budget for that, but you can't get a budget for stretchy, when we had that in the 90s when the superhero movies first started with the X-Men and Fantastic Four, when it was Sony.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me Disney doesn't have the budget for that. So that kind of that irked me. Like, the entire time I'm seeing that fight, I'm not enjoying it. I'm sure that fight was great, but I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm thinking about Miss Marvel. Like, why?
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing is, like, in their defense, and I'm not one to defend any of these shows in terms of like what they're doing against Miss Marvel. But I have noticed a trend with all these shows where all the big budget scenes are always saved till the end. Like, you think WandaVision, the huge fight with like Vision and White Vision and Scarlet Witch and Agatha last episode, right? And like the big fight in Captain America last episode. The Loki show, right, where we see what do you call it? The
timelines branching,
the timeline branching, right? I feel like they always show it for the one episode, whereas like if they did it for Miss Marvel, they would have to stretch it for every episode, right? And that would probably hurt the finale, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. It's just like one of the things that I have noticed a trend where they save the special effects for the last episode in every single one of these.
They're also
Even
doing
Hawkeye.
it for Star Wars also. Because the whole Boba Fett, the whole scene with,
Star Wars, you're right.
That,
they always save it.
So, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. They do save it for the end. All right. That makes me happy. I'll go watch the fight scene again.
But it is a funny fight scene. The other thing that I really liked was like people got to see Jake. There was like people were worried that we were not going to see Jake at all. And then they came at the end. So you know what I really like about Jake? Jake is Spanish, and like I love that. Like he spoke Spanish, and I love that. Like okay, I guess like Jake is a little bit of his Guatemalan heritage. Let's go with that.
That's right.
I fuck
Oscar
with that.
Isaac
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it is.
So I like that they gave a little bit of recognition to Oscar Isaac's Guatemalan heritage. They gave a little bit recognition of Mark being Jewish, right? So they gave the Jewish representation. So they got a little bit of everything, and then like we got May to bring home the Egyptian representation. I thought it was done really, really well. I feel like everybody got recognized, and I thought that was really cool. I was excited about that. That made me super happy.
I just want to talk about Khonshu's suit at the end because that was fly.
Yo, Khonshu looking fly. Khonshu with the drip.
God,
Khonshu with the drip. I love that. That's fuckboy Khonshu right there, bro.
In that limo, gentlemen, we need to suit up, okay?
Yeah. Yo, Khonshu fucks, man, for sure. I'm just saying, man. That hippo lady, Tarawit. I'm just saying, man. They vibing. Who knows, man?
Bro, I felt that tension between Khonshu and Amit, which like the years of kind of year. I was like, what the hell happens? Like,
yo, they got a history.
I mean, it does. Like, if you look at, don't crocodiles let birds clean their teeth?
Sure.
I mean, they do. It's a thing. It's a certain type of bird that cleans the teeth, so there's a little mouth-to-mouth action, but we're not.
Okay.
Whoa!
I guess we're going there, sure.
Okay. Little geographic. Nat Geo. Nat Geo is owned by Disney, so I see the similarity right there.
Okay.
Dear God.
That was good, man. Yeah, man, even Nat Geo got representation. Shout out to Nat Geo. Speaking of representation, the other thing I want to talk about is the DID representation, right? And I thought that they handled it really well. And like, I don't have DID, so I don't know what to talk about. So I've been following this TikToker. Her name is Stephanie. And her
for those
username
reviewers
is...
who don't know what DID is, it's dissociative personality. So,
Yes. And there's a user who has this.
Or,
and
sorry,
her name
dissociative identity disorder. That's what it is, yeah.
Identity disorder, yes.
Yeah.
There is a user on TikTok who has this. Her name is Stephanie. She goes by MelodyPond248. And
Dr.
her
Who
other
fan.
Yeah, Dr. Who fan,
Dr.
right?
Who fan.
I already love her. And then she has DID, and she talks about like it's so amazing because what happens is like she'll do a video with one personality, and then she'll do a video with her other personality, which is called Lilith. And like they're like you can tell the difference. It's not like dramatically different. It's very subtle, but you can tell, and it's so crazy. And she talks a lot about this show, and like she says that it's very, very positive. She says that it's about 85% accurate, right? And which is pretty good for a show. She says the biggest thing is like when you see each other in the mirror, she goes like that's just for storytelling. That's like you don't see each other in the mirror, you see each other in your head, kind of. It's all in here. But Mohammed Diab also said that basically he wanted to be as respectful as possible, but they still had a story to tell, so they had to be over dramatic. And I feel like the compromise for someone with DID saying 85%, it's pretty fair. I think that's pretty good. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, for TV, that's solid.
That's like way better than you would see 5 years ago, or maybe even like 3 years ago. So I think that's 100%. Really cool. And like it's cool. She uses like really cool like words that I don't know about. Like she doesn't call herself a person. She calls herself a system, and like we're a system, which is really interesting. And she uses words like fronting, co-fronting, which is like how like when basically Steven and Mark are kind of just like there together, and it's pretty interesting that like if somebody with DID is like behind it, then it kind of makes me feel really good about the show. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I feel like everyone's getting represented, and I really like the fact how they go back and forth between Steven and Mark, is because she says that like when the personalities are in agreement, it's actually very seamless like that. It's very easy to go back and forth. But when they're not in agreement, they have like a an episode, which is kind of like how Mark's eyes go in the back of his head and he comes back out. Like it's more dramatic when they're not getting along, but when they are getting along, it's very seamless. And they actually show that in the show between Mr. Knight and Khonshu. When they're fighting, they're going back and forth between not just personality, but this actual superhero. And it's really cool. I like that a lot. No, but definitely go follow her if you can. I enjoy her stuff. She's really, really cool. And I was really excited to get that insight for the show. I thought that was pretty cool. I loved it. Solid all around.
Also, hi April. We actually are broadcasting this live on YouTube for the first time ever.
Whoa!
And yes, I want to give a shout out to our fellow podcaster April Thompson. So hey,
cool, very cool. This is the first time we're doing this, and we already got a viewer. I'm excited.
A lot of times, even the extras, the representation of the extras, you saw a lot of Muslims there. And what I liked about that is usually when there's like a world-ending event and they need Muslims in the background as extras, right? I forget if it was the day after tomorrow and this scene had to be deleted. It's usually showing Muslims at like the Haram Masjid or something like that, or one of our, something that's important to us getting destroyed of this world catastrophe. Over here, it's like, nah, Muslims be chilling in a restaurant also, eating outside.
Yeah, I saw that.
You don't need to show Muslims at a masjid, right, experiencing this world catastrophe. Or at Masjid.
You know what's...
Yeah,
it's really funny because we saw a family eating dinner, and I was like, "Yo, they were just trying to have iftar, and like freaking like Khonshu and freaking Ahmed are fighting." And
yeah, exactly. That's right.
Like, bro, just let me open my rosa. Come on, man. I'm hungry.
I kid you not.
They're like reading dua.
I rewinded that scene to see if there are any dates, if it was like iftar, like, that was really cool. I did rewind that scene. I watched it 3 times. But there's no dates.
You know you're old when you're using words like rewind.
Okay. So it was an interesting scene.
No. Yeah. It was very cool. All right, before we end this show, I want to do a ranking of what we think our favorite shows are in terms of all of the Marvel shows. So what are all the Marvel shows that we have at the moment? Let me make a list. Okay. All right. So who wants to go and give their ranking first?
Oh, I'm just going to say my favorite. I can't be putting a ranking to everything. I haven't watched everything, but my favorite is Falcon, Captain America, and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Being a chaplain and looking at Sam work with veterans and people who are extremists, the way he does it, like, you know that someone did research on mental health, just like they did mental health research in the Moon Knight for D&D representation. Someone definitely researched how a therapist approaches situations. Because you look at Sam Wilson, like at one time he turns his back to talk to the girl, right? And I think that was the Flag Smasher leader. He turns his back, and that therapists do that. He was trying to get trust. And like, if you look at his body language, just like someone did the research. Right, and I think Disney, this small attention to detail, just DID, it's just so good, and that's why I like.
Which ones have you watched now? Because I'm curious to hear your ranking.
Which ones have I watched? I watched parts of Wanda. The thing with me is I am getting. As a big time comic book fan, I am getting, tired of comic shows and media, right? Even though now's the time that they're representing people like myself. But I do, like, if I was ranked, it would be Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I'm going to say, even though Miss Marvel's not out, I'm going to put Miss Marvel right there.
You're biased.
That's not biased at all.
Yo, the poster artwork, it's so good.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Pakistani,
the truck.
art truck. Come on. And then I'm gonna put Wanda on the bottom. I feel like this,
oh, bro,
it's a white girl throwing a tantrum. Like, that's how I feel what it is.
Oh, okay. That's a hot take.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hot take.
I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and this is what I see. That's how I interpret that.
Okay.
So
what about Loki? How do you feel about Loki?
Loki's up there, but I feel like Loki was just more like, it was a fun show. I'll put it that way. It was
What
a fun
about Hawkeye?
show. Hawkeye. It was a fun. Like I'd see that as a Christmas movie. Like it's a funnier Die Hard.
Okay.
If Die Hard was a comedy, it would be Hawkeye.
What about What If? What about What If?
I have not watched that yet.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Missing out.
And then where does Moon Knight rank?
Moon Knight, I will say it's up there with the top three. Like right now, it's with Miss Marvel and Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Solid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you mine, and then Jav, you can do yours. All
Okay.
right. Sound good? All right.
Yeah.
So for me, number one is WandaVision, which is your last one. But I love WandaVision because I am a huge TV nut. I've been watching TV since I was a little kid. I've been watching 60s TV, Nick at Night, Mary Tyler Moore, Bewitched, Brady Bunch, The Monkees, like every single show that they were referencing. I understood from Growing Pains to Full House, like every
Yes.
single thing they referenced. I was like, this show was made for a TV fanatic who's a millennial, because like those shows were drilled into me, and I love that. And then the whole thing with like grief, man, like listen, it came at a time where I was going through my own grief, and like the line where he goes like, what is grief if not love persevering? Like, yo, that got me. That line is so beautiful. And then I just love the mystery of it. Every week people were trying to figure out what it was. Where is Mephisto? Like, it was just so much fun. So I love WandaVision. Next, it's gonna be Moon Knight. I like Moon Knight. I just love it. It's just like I feel like it's perfect the way it is. The representation is amazing. I like the story. I like the characters. I love Meg. Oh my god, I love Meg so much. It's like ridiculous. She's like
You stop, bro.
I know. Well, I think she's married, but
Oh, okay, never mind.
but you know, if she needed a second husband, like she needed a fourth husband, like you have to get 4 wives, I would step up to the plate, man. I'd be one of them. You know what it is? Like when I saw her in the show, I was like, oh, cool. Maybe she lost a little weight, because she was like, she looked a little different in Rami. But then when I see her in the costume, like, oh no, she didn't lose weight. She got ripped. Ripped. They were hiding how in shape she got. Because when she puts on that costume, you're like, oh shit, she's like in superhero shape. Like not in like normal shape. She's in superhero shape. And I was like, good for her. She put in work. Girl put in work. But yes, I like Moon Knight. Now, number 3, this could have been number 1, but I feel like they dropped the ball at the ending, and that's Loki. I think the ending for Loki kind of fumbled the bag, because to me, that was the number 1 show. But then the ending is basically a white lady who's a Karen mad at a black-owned business, right? I said that before, and I was like, that's what it really just feels like. And I just didn't like the whole Sylvie and the He Who Remains part. It just, the ending did not connect, right? And I know they have like a season 2.
You don't like Loki for the same reason I don't like WandaVision. It's just so white lady throwing a tantrum. Okay, I got you.
I guess, yeah. Different end. It's like 2 different spectrums, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then I guess it would be Hawkeye. What's missing? Yeah, I know. Then it'll be Captain America. Then I like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. The thing that really hurt me with that is the Flag Smashers, man. They just did not connect with me. Everything else I love. Isaiah Bradley, I love. Sam become the Captain America. I like Bucky getting some closure. I like Bucky hitting on Sam's sister. Like all of that was great.
The cookout scene was great.
Yeah. I think they underutilized Bucky, and I think the Flag Smashers was just not connecting with me. Also, Sharon, what's her name? Agent 13. Yeah, she didn't do it for me either. The twist at the end was kind of lame. Zemo was not bad. I didn't mind Zemo.
Zemo dancing? That's high up there, dude.
Right? Zemo at the club?
Yeah.
Right.
They have like a 2-hour extended cut of it on YouTube now. Like it's glorious. If you haven't seen it, there's a 2-hour cut from Disney. This is like a fan made one. No, they released it.
That's so
it's
funny.
Great.
Where are you gonna put Miss Marvel?
So I'm not gonna put Miss Marvel because like the show has there, so I'm not even gonna put that.
You can't do that, dude.
I see the interviews of the actress who's playing Miss Marvel. I forget her name, and all I see are my 2 daughters. Like that's like already diversity from the interview. So
I guess it's different.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Bro. I get it. But I want to be, because I know I'm gonna be biased as hell when Miss Marvel comes out. I want to reserve as much as I can. So we'll see. So then next is like What If and Moon Knight. What If and Hawkeye. I guess like between What If and Hawkeye, I would put. I don't know. I guess I would put What If in front of that. What If didn't connect with me because like the tone was just like so off. Like the jokes were really like not connecting, but the episode with T'Challa as Star-Lord, I love that episode. The episode with all the Avengers die before they get a chance to, become Earth's mightiest heroes. I like that one. I didn't like the stuff where everyone connects at the end. It was like hit or miss. Every episode was a hit or miss for me. Yeah. So that's the only reason why it's ranked low. Because there's some episodes that were amazing, and there were some episodes that were just like garbage. Like, I don't know what else to say, right? And then I guess finally would be Hawkeye. I don't know. Hawkeye was good. There's no bad Disney shows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't really connect with Hawkeye.
It was a hard fun time. Show. It's a fun show.
The best thing about Hawkeye was Black Widow's sister, right? She really carried that for me. Yelena, yeah. I really liked her. I like Haley. But Hawkeye himself, I don't know. Didn't do it for me. So that's my ranking.
I'm not gonna lie. In the comics, I swear Hawkeye is like racist. The way he acts with Black Panther, I think Hawkeye's just a closet racist in the comics. Clint Barton is definitely racist.
Clickbait. Make that clip.
There's definitely discourse on TikTok saying that if anyone was going to be MAGA, it would be Hawkeye. It's out there.
He's a farmer.
Yeah. All right, Jazz, all up to you. What's your ranking?
All right. I do have to agree with you. Wanda's up there as my number one. Yeah, I mean, this show did a lot for people who have lost somebody in the past, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that here. Sorry to get heavy, but it is what it is.
No,
it's a
man.
great show.
No, man. Listen,
it helps. It truly does help. So
listen, like honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like this podcast is fun. It's a cool show, but sometimes I feel like it's a little bit of therapy for us to just go out there and talk about stuff, and it feels good. And there's nothing wrong with men talking about this kind of stuff. In fact, I feel like we need to see more of it. So yeah, man, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing that.
The second, I would have to say it's Moon Knight. I think it's fantastic. It's a great representation. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
Getting right into it. Third, I actually liked Loki. You're right. Short of the ending with Sylvie just stabbing him, the setup up to that point was actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why Sylvie would be that stupid. I mean, yeah, anger, fine, whatever. But there was a point where, like, they go into Aliyah, they get to the castle, and then when Kang, or He Who Remains, went off on this, like, soliloquy, right? It was just beautiful. I was like, oh, you're crazy, but I see why you're crazy, and it makes sense. And he did that so well. So I think I would have to put Loki at 3. At 4, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for the reasons Lone Wolf said. It was a very well done show, but like Neebz said, the antagonist did not hit with me. I did not like the Flag Smashers. It just, I felt like they could have done more. Like you said, with Sebastian Stan and, as the Winter Soldier, they could have done more with him. I feel like it was a waste of potential there. And so that's why it's in the middle for me. After that, I know a lot of you, don't like What If, but I thought What If was fantastic. It's not as good as the other shows because, What If is like, there's no overarching story to it. It's a different show each episode, and it's exploring things. It's fun, and I appreciate
it's an anthology.
Yeah, exactly. And so, there were a couple episodes that were hit or miss. I didn't think it was as bad as Neebz made it out to be. I actually enjoyed most of them. And then after that, I would have to put what's missing?
Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye. Like you said, it's a Die Hard. It's a good Christmas movie. Over 10 episodes or whatever it is. And so Hawkeye, it was boring to me until the very end when Kingpin showed up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just did not connect with me. I remember I fell asleep several times in Hawkeye. And I was like, I did not do that in any other show. So that's my rankings for them. And then, I'm not touching Miss Marvel yet because I know for damn sure I'll be biased just like Neebz.
I know. Like the thing
And
is,
Lone
yeah,
Wolf,
man.
for that matter, putting the small one too. Okay.
Just off the trailers. The trailers are like, I'm just gonna give it a
Not even the trailer, bro. The interviews, like that girl, the way she's talking, the actress.
Yo,
like,
they casted the perfect. They casted the
they
perfect
casted
Kamala
perfect.
Khan. Yeah, for sure. No, that's gonna be good, man. We're excited for it. We'll see where it ranks off. But like, hey, man, I'm really excited. Moon Knight was amazing. I hope they get a second season, or I hope we get to see Moon Knight in Blade or something else.
So
What?
here's what they did. They called it a season finale. They didn't call it the series finale.
Yeah.
So Moon Knight will be getting a season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And especially with
excited.
the after credit scene, like,
Yeah.
of course they're gonna get.
Well, I thought
season
maybe
2.
they were going to have him show up in a movie or something. So I don't know if they're actually
They might
going
do that
to...
too, but they
There's
didn't call it
talk
a
about
series
the
finale.
Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
The Midnight Suns. There's talk
Yeah,
about that.
there's a lot of rumors about Midnight
Yeah.
Suns, and I think we might be able to see that. But speaking of midnight, it's almost midnight, and I think that's going to be the end of our episode. Lone Wolf, thank you for joining us. It was a good time. Good to have you back again. You're the only
Thank you.
person to ever be on our show twice. Super
now.
excited about that. We love that you're always down to come on.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
yeah, man, we can talk about anything with you, so it's super exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, tune in for the next episode. Next episode, what
Peace.
we're going to do with me and Jared are having a special episode where we're going to give shout outs to all of our followers, all of our fans, all the people that leave comments. And we're going to also reminisce about some of the things that we've talked about. It's going to be like a clip show. You never have, the TV shows? They do have like clip shows where they talk about what happened in previous episodes. Just as like memory's sake, I think we're going to have one of those fun clip shows. So we'll see how that goes.
Dope.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
Can't wait
till
to-
then, we'll see you guys next week on Salaam Nerds.